Welcome back to a probably long-awaited new video on the 1982 Kawasaki 750 Limited that I've been working on. This is the one with the red tank. So this is the present bike that I'm working on. And maybe you can remember I needed to check the valve seals because it was blowing some smoke through the left exhaust. And I actually tore the engine apart, the top half, and checked everything. So put everything back together. I didn't film that. I filmed that previously in other videos. Checked all the valve seals and of course the valve clearances. Made sure that everything is working properly again. I did have some issues with the carbs afterwards. Once I put the engine back together, it seemed that the float level heights were not all the same, so I adjusted those, and I have now a starting and a working bike. I thought then that I would be finished actually, and just to do the last electrical work, put it all back together, and we had a riding motorcycle. That's not been the case because I have another problem with this bike that came up, and that is the starter clutch. And to give you an idea what that sounds like if you have issues with your starter clutch, let me just show you quickly. You can hear it very clearly. The engine actually eventually starts, but you can just hear that the starter clutch is giving issues, so it won't start in just one go. There are no issues anymore with it blowing white smoke out of the left exhaust, so the issues that the engine had are solved, but now I have to solve the issue of the starter clutch. Now I do have, and that's lucky for me, I have two engines lying around. The right engine, actually, this one here, actually came with this specific bike, and somebody added extra steps, foot pegs, sorry, to the front of the engine, and it broke off the mounting part on the front of the engine. So this is something I'm not going to be using, and of course it has a starter clutch. So I'm going to be taking out the starter clutch of this specific engine and exchanging that for the poor working starter clutch in the engine I have installed at the bike at the moment. Now that's new for me. I've never done a starter clutch, but I'm in for a challenge, and I have done some reading and I've seen some videos on how people do the starter clutch, so I think that should be okay to do for me. And I'm going to be filming that in detail, so don't worry, I'll make it all up with you, and we're going to be exchanging the starter clutch. Then I have a working bike. It does mean I have to pull the engine, take off the exhaust of course, and all the mounting and electrics, and pull the engine and exchange clutches, and that's going to be done on the underside of the engine. So draining the oil, flipping them upside down, opening up the engine, and exchanging the starter clutch. Now what I'm going to be trying to do is get this finished within the coming 2 weeks, so you can expect a few videos upcoming within these 2 weeks, whereby I'm going to pull the engine again and exchange starter clutches and see if we solve the problem. And once that's done, this bike is going to be sold. I'm not going to keep all the bikes that I have standing around, because as you know, I'm working on another bike with a friend of mine, with Ted, the black one that we put in a 650 Kickstarter engine into a 750 modified frame, and I'd rather finish that bike, and that means I have to sell this one here. So sorry for the delay in the videos. It's been a while. I've had a lot of work to do in the meantime, and I'll make sure I'll put up a few new videos the coming few weeks. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.